Wait a minute. Good morning, and happy Easter. So we parked at Jewel Hill Road to continue on the Midstate Trail. Today, we're going to try to do one map, maybe two, I don't know. Parking is a little sketchy, so I'm a little bit weary of leaving the car where I left it. So we'll see what happens today. All right, bye. This trail reminds me of that active logging zone that I went through on the long trail around Royalston's Rest. There's just plenty of these just logged areas. The only thing is, when I was on the long trail, that area was full of mud, so it's a little better. It's really chilly out today, but I didn't have to wear the Torrid, which is good. And I've got the full pack today. Well, as full as it's going to get right now. It's got the majority of my food and all of my gear for New York coming up in June. And I will talk about that throughout the hike today. Did someone lose a truck? Looks like it's been there for a while. Okay, so there were two others at the road where I parked. I guess they might be going northbound because they haven't caught up yet, and it's not like we're moving very fast. So we're the only ones out here right now, which is nice. Trail's a little rough, but we're doing okay. We should be coming up to a shelter eventually where we're gonna stop and take a rest. So we'll talk to you down the trail. Well, I can honestly say that right now I have no clue where we are. I mean, we're on the Midstate Trail, but I have no clue when the next landmark is going to pop up, and I'm completely okay with that. We were passed by the guy, at least, that had parked where we parked, so he's probably way ahead right now. Isis and I are just taking our time, walking through the forest, and enjoying this nice sunny day. Seeing as it's the very beginning of April, nothing has leafed out yet. So I'm betting this would be a pretty decent green tunnel. Not a whole lot to take pictures of, but we are in Westminster, Mass now. So we're slowly moving away from the Mass-New Hampshire border and getting into it. And we're just enjoying the day. Now, and when all this mountain laurel blooms, I bet this is going to be a real pretty section too. We might just have to come back in some different seasons and check it out repeatedly. Here's a kind of flat campsite right basically on the trail, or trail adjacent. It's kind of flat, not perfect, but it would do for a night if I was tired. Funny thing about the Mountain Laurel, I didn't hike last weekend because I had stuff I had to do at the house, you know, and I needed to get Isis some flea and tick stuff. So I also stopped at a greenhouse because I want to put some new plants in. And I was looking for Mountain Laurel, but it turns out that Mountain Laurel is pretty toxic to just about everybody living and breathing on the planet. Birds, dogs, animals, people. I don't know what, you know, the dose is for toxicity, but it's not really something that I want in my yard because I like birds and butterflies and, you know, and I have a dog and a cat. And oh, we're coming up on a pond. So I'm gonna stop babbling and I'll talk to you when we get to something interesting. Not only did we come on something interesting, this is Muddy Pond Shelter. So that means, I'm pan around this way. This is pretty nice. Look at this. So this must be Muddy Pond. I could stay here if the wind wasn't blowing right into the shelter. But this is really nice. There's plenty of tenting around. Huh. If only it would warm up a little bit. Not only could I turn the heat off, but I could also camp. Alright, we're going to check this out, maybe have a snack, and then we're going to keep going. Well, now my pack is super tall. I had the opportunity to take the Patagonia off, and now I'm testing out my sun shirt. I'm seeing a lot of these on like the PCT and the Florida Trail and stuff like that. It's a 50 sunblock shirt, so it should keep me good and protected. It has a hood on it too, but I prefer my hat. So yeah, extra tall backpack now, but doing good. The weight feels good. Of course, I don't have breakfast and I don't have lunch in there. I just have dinners and some snacks. So, and I don't have Isis's food yet either. So we are slowly getting there for our New York trip coming up in June. And well, it wouldn't be a trail in the woods if we didn't cross some power lines every once in a while. Oh. Still going southbound on the Midstate Trail. So we are about 1.2 from the end of map 3. There's a pretty busy road crossing coming up. And then once we get to the end, you know, we'll evaluate and see if we turn around. If we turn around, we might just hang out at that shelter for a little while. We'll just see what the day holds. All right, heading southbound. I'll talk to you later. All right, we're on a road walk now. I guess when, you know, the road's called Bragg Hill Road, they're not kidding. It's gonna stink going back, but it is just what it is. So we're in kind of a residential area right now. And Isis has stopped to sniff somebody else's poo. But we're going. So we'll see what happens when we get to our possible endpoint. All right, so Graffiti Bridge that you just saw, the end of map 3, and we are heading back northbound again, back to the car. Just seemed like a good place to stop. Plus where I'm parked is a little bit sketchy anyway, and I just want to make sure nothing happens to the car. So we are heading back, and I'll talk to you probably down the trail. All right, as uphills go, maybe it's not the worst I've had. It's definitely not the best. So we are still climbing, trying to avoid all the trucks, but we should be back in the woods soon. We just breezed through the Muddy Pond Shelter area. There was a couple of people and a kid with a remote control car, so we didn't want to stick around. Plus it's super windy there, so I was getting cold. So got a couple of swigs of water for each of us, and now we are on our way back. I think it's pretty well flat, and then of course every up is now a down, so we should be good to go. It's been a good day, beautiful weather for this Easter weekend. I should also mention too about that New York trip coming up in June. I have secured my shuttle, so I'm firmly committed to it. Even though travel has kind of opened up a little bit for those of us that are vaccinated. I could switch it up to Maryland, but I'd already had the shuttle confirmed. So we're still heading to New York in June. Lots and lots of people and dogs out today. Friendly dogs, that's always nice. But, honestly, I could care less if your dog is on leash or off leash. I hike my dog on a leash, and that's fine for us. You do you kind of thing. We had one dog kind of jump up and kind of get in my face a little bit. And that wasn't cool, because that's going to make my dog think I'm being attacked. And that's when problems start. Plus, in the time of COVID, I want to minimize tangles as much as possible. So, beautiful day. We are getting back. We're in that kind of logged area or dead zone or whatever it is with all the deadfall. So we're getting close, and we'll be back to the car shortly. All right, we made it back to the car, like we always do. 10.6 miles round trip. Map 3 done of the Midstate Trail. Going southbound, and then of course coming back northbound. So technically I'm going in both directions. Set us up to do map 4 next weekend, weather depending. And we'll keep going, and we'll keep training for New York. and we're just gonna keep enjoying this nice weather. So hope you all were able to get out this weekend too, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye.